She survives the accident. That's what they tell her. A second chance. Forgetting, they say, is a mercy. She wakes up with gaps in her memory and one truth. Someone else was driving. He visits her every day, the man who never lets her be alone. He brings flowers she doesn't remember liking and tells stories she doesn't remember living. He knows exactly which memories to avoid because he remembers everything. The fight, the words she screamed, the truth she discovered just before the impact. He caused the accident a desperate, split-second decision that should have killed her, but instead it erased her. And as he sits by her bed, she falls in love with him all over again. This version of her loves him softly, without the fear and suspicion that came before. Then it begins, not as memories, but as feelings. A jolt of fear when he touches her hand. A pang of grief when he says her name. She finally confronts him, her voice trembling. I was leaving you, wasn't I? The night of the accident. Why? The question breaks him. He confesses everything, the lies she'd uncovered, the reason she ran. He admits the crash was his fault, a desperate attempt to stop her from leaving. As he speaks, the final wall in her memory crumbles. But what comes flooding back isn't the anger. It's the screech of metal, the shattering of glass, and the visceral, physical memory of him throwing his body over hers, shielding her from the worst of the impact. She remembers the terror in his eyes was not of being caught, but of losing her. He was the man who broke her heart, but he was also the one who, without a second thought, chose her life over his own. She looks at the man before her, no longer the ghost of her past, but the architect of her present. She reaches out and takes his hand. This time, there is no fear. You erased me, she says softly, and then you spent every single day helping me be reborn. Let's start from here.